की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादां सगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तत्काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। सर्वपाणि सदोगावो दुग्धगोपालनन्दनं पार्थभक्त सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतमय। एकं शास्त्रं देवकी पुत्र गीताम् एको देवो देवकी पुत्रेव एको मंत्र देवकी पुत्र नाम कर्मत्येकं देवकी पुत्र सेवा। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 Thank you very much for joining us on this Sunday of feast. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavad-Gita as it is. Chapter number 18, text number 73. Arjunovacha Nashtamoha smutirbhava Tvatprasadam achyuta Sitosme Srigatha Sandha Karisye vachanam tava. Arjunovacha Nashtamoha smutirbhava Tvatprasadam achyuta Sitosmi gata sande Karisye vachanam tava. Arjunovacha Nashtamoha smutirbhava Tvatprasadam achyuta Sitosmi gata sande Karisye vachanam tava. Somebody wants to repeat. Arjun said, Nashtaha, dispelled, Moha, illusion, Smriti, memory, Labdha, regain, Tat prasadat, by your mercy, Maya, by me, Achyuta, O infallible Krishna. Sthita, situated. Asmi, I am. Gata, removed. Sandeha, all doubts. Karisye, I shall execute. Vachanam, order. Tava, your. Translation and purpose by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada ki Jai. Arjun said, my dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from my doubt, and I am prepared to act according to your instruction. Purport. The constitutional position of a living entity represented by Arjuna is that he has to act according to the order of the Supreme Lord. He is meant for the self-discipline. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that the actual position of a living entity is that of an eternal servant to the Supreme Lord. Forgetting this principle, the living entity becomes conditioned by the material nature, but in serving the Supreme Lord, he becomes the liberated servant to the God. The living entity's constitutional position is to be a servitor. He has to serve either the illusory Maya, the Supreme Lord. If he serves the Supreme Lord, he is in a normal condition, but if he prefers to serve illusory, extra energy, then certainly he will be in bondage. In illusion, the living entity is serving his material world. He is bound by his lust and desires. Yet he thinks himself as a master of the world. This is called illusion. When a person is liberated, his illusion is over, and he voluntarily surrenders unto the Supreme to act according to his desires. The last illusion, the last snare of the Maya to trap the living entity is the proposition that he is God. The living entity thinks that he is no longer a conditioned soul, but God. He is so unintelligent that he does not think that if he were a God, then how would we be in doubt? That he does not consider. So that the last snare of illusion, actually to become free from the illusory energy to understand Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and agree to act according to his order. The word moha is very important in this verse. Moha refers to which that is opposed to the knowledge. Actually, real knowledge is the understanding that a living entity is eternally servitor of the Lord. But instead of thinking oneself in that position, the living entity thinks he is not a servant, but he is the master of the material world. For he wants to lord it over the material nature. And that is illusion. This illusion can be overcome by mercy of the Lord and by the mercy of pure devotee. When that illusion is over, one agrees to act in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is acting according to Krishna's order. A conditioned soul illusioned by the external energy of the matter does not know that the Supreme Lord is the master who is full of knowledge and who is the proprietor of everything. Whatever he desires, he can bestow upon his devotee. He is the friend of everyone and is specially inclined to his devotee. He is the controller of this material nature and all the living entities. He is also the controller of inexhaustible time, and he is full of opulences and all potencies. The Supreme Personality of Godhead can even give himself to the devotee. One who does not know him is under the spell of illusion. He does not become a devotee, but a servitor of Maya. Arjuna, however, after hearing Bhagavad-Gita from Supreme Personality of Godhead, became free from illusion. He could understand that Krishna was not only his friend, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he understood Krishna factually. So to study Bhagavad-Gita is to understand Krishna factually. When a person is in full knowledge, he naturally surrenders to Krishna. When Arjuna understood that it was Krishna's plan to reduce the unnecessary increase of the population, he agreed to fight according to Krishna's desire. He again took up his weapons, his arrow and bow, to fight under the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Pujara Simati Bhakti Swami Nitinam Stibja Cheta Suprana Bhagminam Saraswati Prabhupada Gatapan Nami Bhakti Charabham Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Pujara Simati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinam Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pachari Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Satavini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare. So in this verse, Arjuna himself is describing his state of mind. Bhagavad-Gita has so many characters there, especially very important Arjuna, Krishna, Sanjay, Dhritarashtra and Pandavas and Kauravas. Arjuna's state of mind in the beginning of this war or in the beginning of this Bhagavad-Gita he knew that he was not ready to fight. There are 18 chapters. First chapter begins from this chapter where Arjun, seeing his friends and family members and uncles and granduncles and everybody standing in front of him to fight to death, he practically became totally disheartened and he decided not to fight. He was sweating and his mind was reeling and he told Krishna, I cannot fight this. And he put down his bow, Gandhi bow, and arrow, everything. And Krishna started to instruct him. At that point, Arjun's mind was totally in a different situation. He was thinking he is the controller, he was materially bound, his all relatives are there, and they are going to be with him all the time. And he was thinking something different. He has a different state of mind at that point. Krishna started to instruct from second chapter until almost 18th chapter. He's instructing Arjuna about the soul, about his duties and about many, many things, different chapters indicating different kinds of yogas. And finally coming to his 18th chapter, which is known as the Moksha Yoga, where Arjuna is being liberated from this material conditioning. And this is the verse where Arjuna's mind is again being stated. It's a different situation now. In the beginning he declined to fight, he said, I cannot fight this war. I cannot kill my relatives, I cannot do this thing. At any cost, I don't want to enjoy this kingdom. And I don't want to fight this war. What is the use of fighting this war? That was his state of mind. And now his state of mind is totally different. He's telling that I am prepared to do whatever you ask me to do it. That was his state of mind after hearing Srimad Bhagavad-Gita from the lips of, from mouth of Sri Krishna. Dhritarashtra was also there. His state of mind is in the very first verse it is indicated that what was the state of mind of Dhritarashtra. Of course, he is speaking only first words in Srimad Bhagavad-Gita. In whole Bhagavad-Gita, there are 4 people who are speaking different verses, different places. Dhritarashtra is the one who is one speaking first words and then he remains silent until the end of the Bhagavad-Gita. Sanjay, his secretary, spoke many, many verses describing the battlefield of Kurukshetra, describing Krishna's instruction to Arjuna. Then comes Arjuna. Arjuna spoke few more verses than even Sanjay. And Krishna, who is the speaker of the whole Bhagavad Gita, spoke most of the verses. Yudhishthira, one of the Pandavas, has a different state of mind in beginning. And at the end of the war, his state of mind totally reversed. He was thinking that because of me, because they wanted to put me on the throne, this whole Kurukshetra war has taken place. And because of me, all this, my relatives and friends and so much killing has taken place. There are 2 great wars took place in the history of Mahabharata. One of them is Kurukshetra, another is Daitya Danav war, Dev Danav. They are big war, both of them. In both of them, many people were killed, innumerable people were killed. Here is also 11 Akshoni and 7 Akshoni Sena fighting, and practically very few people remain alive, very few of them, handful of them. His state of mind was totally different. He did not want, he said, I don't want this kingdom. After all, I am killing all these people. What for? To enjoy the kingdom? Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra's son, was ruling already. Everything was going nicely. And why should I stop that? Actually, I was not a king even. I should not have gone to war even. Why should I fight this war? Why did I decide to fight this war? This is what happened at the end of the Bhagavad-Gita. In the beginning, Arjuna was in doubt. He did not want to fight. After the war was over, Yudhishthira is repenting that why did I fight this war? After the war is finished, he is repenting so much that because of me so many lives are lost. And why did I want this thing? It was everything okay during Duryodhana's time. Nothing wrong was going on. He was a king. And he was ruling it. And there was no question of anything except some not good relationship between us and them. Besides that, he was ruling. And why should we fight, or why should I fight this? Of course, Krishna convinced Arjuna to fight, which he declined first to fight. And he decided that now I'll fight the war. That is why he said, Karisya Vachanatav. Nastamo Stutilota Tat Prasada Marchita. Sitotnika Prasanna Karisya Vachanatav. That is what Arjuna is stating, that now mind is, I'm free from all doubts. I have regained my memory. My doubts are gone, my illusion is gone, and I'm prepared to fight. I'm prepared to do whatever you say now. That is what his state of mind is. He regained his memory means, in the beginning of the Bhagavad-Gita, he was thinking to be the person in charge, or he's thinking to be, oh, that these are my relatives, these are my friends, and this is what I'm conditioned soul. He was thinking like a conditioned soul. At this point now he's not thinking as a conditioned soul, now he's thinking something different. Now he has regained his memory. That memory is that I was a conditioned soul. Now he regained his memory, he came to the real senses that I am not this body. First of all, Krishna explained him about body and soul, and then Arjuna came to understand that yes, I am not this body, I am spirit soul. On the top of that, after understanding spirit soul, he was thinking that, what am I supposed to be doing? And this purpose of Prabhupada mentioned that living entity is original constitutional position, that he is an eternal servant of Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned in 6th in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Jiva Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. We are all eternal servants of Krishna. And our position is to follow the instructions of Krishna. All his representative. That's what our desire is. That's what our desire should be. And that's what now Arjuna is thinking, that I am prepared to do whatever you say. He understood his real constitutional position. In order to understand constitutional position, one must surrender to Supreme Personality of Godhead, or one must surrender to spiritual master, or one must surrender to Krishna through spiritual master. And the spiritual master will give the instruction to understand that what is your real constitutional position. There are so many relationships in this material world. They are all temporary in nature. Our real relationship is with Krishna, and we are all not only relationship with Krishna, we are all eternal servants of Krishna. Living entity under the illusory condition, under his material conditioning, thinks that he is the controller, he is the enjoyer, he is the proprietor. That's what he thinks. In reality, he is none of that. He neither can control, he is neither can enjoy, and he is neither the proprietor of anything. We came empty-handed and we go empty-handed. There is a question of any proprietorship or anything. Something we own in between the birth and death, and we consider it to be this my property. We are not proprietor of anything. It was already there, and I am getting a chance to use it. That's all. So I am being given a chance to utilize this in service of where? To service to Krishna. So I am not a proprietor, actually I am the servant using something in service of my master. But living entity under the illusory condition thinks he is the master, he is the controller, he is the enjoyer. What can he enjoy in this material world? Krishna described this material world in Bhagavad-Gita very clearly, Dukhalayam Sasvatam. This material world is full of miseries and temporary in nature. Wherever you try to find some enjoyment, you end up in suffering. You try to do something and ultimately it stands up in miseries. So it is called Dukhalayam Asasvatam. Asasvatam means temporary and it's a place of miseries only. And this material body is a pain-giving machine. It does not give any pleasure. It's a pain, it gives you so much pains. So many people have experienced that it is a pain-giving machine. And how do you expect these pain-giving machines to give you happiness and pleasure in this material world? It's not possible. But still, people under the material conditioning think that no, I'll be able to enjoy, he tries to enjoy his material senses. That sense gratification, he does not forget. But this is not a place to enjoy. This is the only place for living entity to serve Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's all. That's his real condition. All other things are secondary, all other things are not there. We should not consider into that. Now Arjuna understood his real position. He is an eternal servant of Krishna. Of course, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Jiva's position has been described by Kaviraj Goswami. Jivara Swarupai Krishna Nityaja Jivara Tatastha Sakti Vedabhet Prakash. Jiva has two positions. He is an eternal servant of Krishna, Not only that, Jivara Swabhavak, Tatastha Shakti Devada Vedapura, he is a marginal potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Supreme Personality of Godhead has many potencies. Among them, three are very important: internal, external, and marginal. Internal potency is the potency, which is potency of Lord, which is called Yoga Maya. External potency of the Lord is called Mahamaya, which is Maya, under which conditions all living entities live. Maya is the one who makes you think that if I get this, probably I'll be happy. If he gets that, then he comes to the second point that no, maybe I'll get that, and that will make me happy. Keeps on changing his thoughts that, oh, this will make me happy. And ultimately he winds up with some unhappiness. So that is what Maya does it. Maya keeps you in this material world. Srila Prabhupada mentioned in this purport that Maya is always keeping a close eye on. Maya is considered to be a castle keeper. We are all kept as prisoners in a big castle. This gigantic material world is a gigantic prison house. And we are all prisoners. We think that we are free. If a prisoner in the prison house thinks that he is free, then he is definitely in the reduced condition. He is not free. What kind of freedom he has? He has no freedom to move anywhere except whatever the jailer takes him around. That's all. And here, the jailer is Maya. Maya kicks us around and we move around. We think that we are free. No, we are under this conditioning or under the spell of Maya, tightly bound by the three modes of material nature. Sattva, Raja and Tamoguna, and we are branching according to that. So there is a question of freedom. So we are tightly bound in this castle. And Maya is a castle keeper. Durga. This big castle is known as Durga, which cannot be penetrated. And Durga is the one who is keeping close eye on these prisoners, so that nobody can escape from that. You can't escape from the hand of Maya. Maya energy is so powerful. Krishna Devi is Gunamaya, Mumamaya, Dhiratya. Mamaya Prapadante Maya Metam Tarantite. This Maya is so powerful energy of Krishna. He describes itself. Krishna said, this is my energy. You can think Krishna's energy, how powerful it must be. Krishna, this energy is so powerful that it is keeping us here. Mamaya Prapadante Maya Metam Tarantite. Only one who surrenders to me can become free from this conditioning of Maya. Otherwise, Maya will not let you go. Of course, Maya does not mind qualified souls to let them go. If you become a devotee of Krishna, if you are serving Krishna, if you have taken up seriously Krishna consciousness, then Maya will let you go. Maya does not bother his devotee. Maya only bothers those who are non-Krishna conscious. Those who are Krishna conscious, Maya does not mind them. Maya does not bother them. Maya makes them free from this material. Kaviraj Goswami mentions in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Rog Bhakti Dosha Maya Hoite Bhai, Krishna Mukhe Bhakti Maya Mukta Hoy. Those who are averse to Krishna consciousness, Krishna Bahirmukh Dosha Maya Hoite Bhai. Krishna Bahirmukh means Krishna who are averse to Krishna consciousness, who are not Krishna conscious, who has not taken up Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and who has not taken up the process of devotional service. They are called Bahirmukh, Krishna Bahirmukh, averse to Krishna consciousness. For them Maya Hoite Bhai, for them the Maya is fear. But those who are Unamukh Krishna, Krishna Mukhe Bhakti, Maya Mukta Hoy. Those who are Krishna conscious, those who have taken up Krishna conscious in the life and devotional service in the life, Maya Mukta Hoy. They become free from Maya. So that is the position of Maya. One should understand that we are in this big castle as a prisoners, but we have a choice that we become Krishna conscious and then Maya will not bother us. The devotees are not bothered by the Maya. If you are not fully, it depends on how much Krishna consciousness is there with you. If you are surrendered a little bit, that little bit freedom is given, but one has to fully surrender to Krishna. And Krishna, one can surrender fully to Krishna through the spiritual master, and Arjun's position is now here described. As I mentioned to you, these two positions were totally different at the end of the war. At the beginning of the war, Arjuna was in doubt. At the end of the war, Yudhishthira is in doubt that why did I do this thing? Why should I? Why did we fight this war for what? So now he is in a different state of mind. In the beginning, Yudhishthira was not thinking that part. He was just listening when the war was to begin, Arjuna asked his charioteer Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead has decided to become the chariot driver of his great devotee Arjuna. Krishna has taken up different positions for his devotees. Krishna does take up different positions for his devotees. For devotees, though he can do anything, he became a chariot. Like a chauffeur driving the car and he is the driver. So he is the driver of the chariot. He has taken up sometimes he has taken the position of even a messenger. He became a messenger for Pandavas to go to Dhritarashtra and request him not to go for this war. He became a messenger. Not only that, not only he became a chariot driver, chariot messenger, he became also a servant of Pandavas. He was picking up the leftover remnants of prasadam and collecting them and throw away. So you can say Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna can take up any position for his devotee. And for Arjuna, he took up this position of chariot driver. And now he is instructing him. And after speaking all this Bhagavad-Gita, Arjuna understood his real position and he came to the knowledge that I was in illusion. I was considering myself to be the master. I was considering myself to be the enjoyer. And he was thinking that how will I enjoy in the absence of all these people which I am going to kill them? Who am I going to enjoy with? But he did not know that he is not an enjoyer. He is simply a servant. And servant is not an enjoyer. Servant is simply serving his master. And while his master is being served, master is enjoying. And servant enjoys practically the same thing. It's not that servant is not going to enjoy. But he should not think independently that he is an enjoyer and he is a master. Let the master be enjoyer and he automatically will enjoy everything. We offer Krishna sumptuous good feast. And one of the days Krishna decided to eat all of those stuff that you eat. You will think that, what is this now? What am I going to do? What am I going to eat? He does not do that thing. He makes sure that you enjoy the same platform. And as a servant of the Krishna, not as a master of the Krishna. So if you remain in that position, then you are really understanding your position. Otherwise, you are not a master, you are not a controller. Bhaktanam yagyata sarvalokamesam surudam sarvabhutanam natvam mam samdhinichati. This is a big formula in this verse being described, and there Krishna described very clearly. Bhaktanam yagyata sarvalokamesam. I am the enjoyer, I am the controller, and I am the best well-wishing friend of everybody. Who is the well-wishing friend for us? Think in your life. You have your friends, you have your family members, and so many persons you know, they become close to us. Sometimes our own family members are very close to us, but very often we see them. They are not well-wishing friends. They are just expecting something from us in return. They are saying that if you scratch my back, I will scratch your back. That's what the material relationship is. No matter who you are, no matter your relationship with your wife, with your, to a certain extent, parents, definitely of course with the friends, and definitely with your boss, they are all wanting something from you. If you can't do that thing, the relationship is finished there, the relationship ends there. Our relationship is on a platform of sense enjoyment. If sense enjoyment stops, my relationship with you is finished. That's it, I'm ending my relationship. Krishna has not such a relationship with us. Krishna is our best well-wishing friend. He mentioned, Bhaktanam yagyata sarvaloka surudam sarvabhutanam. For all living entities, I am the best well-wishing friend. Who is the well-wishing friend? All the time he is with you. He is sitting within your heart and he is traveling with you. He is going through whatever you are going through. He is witnessing it. He is a witnessing bird. There are two birds on the tree. One bird is enjoying, another bird is a witnessing bird. Jivatma and Paramatma. Jivatma is the one enjoying bird who wants to enjoy this material world, who wants to enjoy sense gratification. And Paramatma sitting within, sitting by him, wanting to make sure that he looks at me and I can tell him this is not a place for enjoyment. Turn towards me. He is waiting. And even if he does not want, still he gives him sanction, go ahead. If you want to see that you can enjoy the material, try it. And ultimately you will come to realization that I cannot enjoy it. I tried it hard with so many different things, this thing, that thing, this thing, that thing, and I could not enjoy, did not enjoy it. So witnessing God is just waiting only. Krishna is only waiting for you to see towards him. That's all. They say that if you walk one step towards Krishna, Krishna will take 10 steps towards you. If you start walking towards Krishna, Krishna will start running towards you. But first it is your step to walk towards him. First it is your desire to serve Krishna. Once you start that thing, he is going to make all arrangements. So it is your desire to make first step to be a Krishna servant. And if you become a Krishna servant, you keep making sure that he will fulfill all his desires. Living entity, there are so many desires in it. And Krishna knows. It is not that Krishna does not. Krishna sitting within your heart knows everything. He is Antaryami. He knows your heart, everybody's heart, everybody's heart. He knows it, everybody's. And he fulfills the desire according to his understanding, according to what he deserves. It's not that I can desire to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. If everybody becomes a millionaire, what is the use of millionaire? We are all same now. So there is no question of anything. He is better and no, I am. So everybody has that desire. That desire is there. But Krishna fulfills according to whatever he deserves, whatever is good for him. Sometimes he does something which we don't like it in the beginning. We say, oh Krishna, what did you do? How, why am I going through this thing? I'm especially chanting your holy name, I'm doing some devotional service, I'm doing all these things, and ultimately I'm ending up with this suffering. But he's doing it from some better future, something better. He's thinking, his plans are different. We cannot understand his plan. Man proposes and God disposes. We never know what is his plan. But he knows. And he will protect you. In this world it is not infallible. Krishna never fails in his protection to his devotees. He will make sure his devotees protected all the time. That's why his name is Achyuta. Achyuta's one name is that he doesn't fall down from that spiritual world to material world also. Literal meaning is that Achyuta means he never fails in protecting his devotees. He gives the promise to Arjuna that I will protect you, he will protect you no matter what happens. In the beginning of the war, Krishna said that I have killed all those people in front of you. They have been already killed, even though they are standing in front of you, they have been killed. You just become an instrument to kill them. That's all, you just take the credit. Krishna wants to give credit to his devotees. That's why Yudhishthira was in a different state of mind at the end of the war. He was repenting and why this thing, why this? Krishna was trying to explain him, don't worry, everything is okay. So, no. These wars should not have been fought, these wars should have been avoided. Why I should kill millions and millions of people for just putting me on the throne? For that reason this war has taken place? No. Explain Arjuna to remove his illusion. You think Krishna cannot remove the misunderstanding that Yudhishthira was carrying in his mind? But he wanted to give credit to his devotee, Bhishma Pita. He was waiting. He said, let's go to Bhishma Pita and he will give you instruction. And he will instruct you so that you will become free from this condition that you are in now. Otherwise, Krishna could have done that, but no. He wanted to give credit to his devotee, Bhishma Pita, who was lying on the bed of arrows in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and he wanted to give that credit to Bhishma Pita. And everybody went to Bhishma Pita. Krishna, Pandavas, Draupadi, whoever was there. And then Bhishma Pita gave some Bhishma Stuti, one of the best instructions given by Bhishma in Srimad Bhagavatam. And the credit was given to Bhishma to convince Yudhishthira that nothing wrong has taken place in this war. Yudhishthira was saying everything wrong has taken place. Everybody has been killed because of me. Everybody has been killed because they wanted to be put on the throne. And Bhishma said, no. That's what you think. You don't know Krishna's plan. He gave a very nice instruction, very good instruction. Bhishma Stuti is one of the best stutis in Srimad Bhagavatam. He said it is this person's desire. He's putting his eyes towards Krishna. It is his desire that takes place, not your desire, not my desire. He wanted this war, it took place. He wanted to happen this way, it happened that way. And it will happen again same way Krishna wants it. No matter, we are not independent. We have no independent choice. It is Krishna's desire that is taking place in this material world. We fail to understand anything. Something happens bad, we blame him. Oh, what is that? It's Krishna's desire. One must take it as a Krishna desire. It is this, okay, let me do like that. Maybe it will change, and time will kill everything. Time is the killer of anything. Even if you are in a miserable state, time will come and change the state afterwards. You will be in a different state. So it is Krishna's desire that takes place. And he's telling that it is because of Krishna's desire this took place. This war took place. It is not that you wanted to fight or he wanted to fight. It is Krishna's desire. Because of his desire this took. And because of this. And then of course then Yudhishthira was convinced. And he became happy. So that is the state of mind of Yudhishthira at the end of the war. In the beginning Arjuna was lamenting. At the end of the war Yudhishthira is lamenting. And after Bhishma Stuti asked the instruction to Bhishma, Yudhishthira's lamentation is gone. Arjuna's lamentation was gone by the end of Bhagavad-Gita. The last chapter of the Bhagavad-Gita is in Moksha Yoga. Moksha can become a liberator. Arjuna became a liberator from that material conditioning. He was thinking this, my data is this. He was thinking everything like that. He became free from this. Chitotmi Gata Sangha. He said that I have been situated in a firm position now. And my all doubts are gone. I have regained my memory that I am an eternal servant of Krishna. I am not a master, but I am a servant of Krishna. And I have remembered, I have now regained that memory. I have forgotten. Living entity forgets its constitutional position. We very often forget our constitutional position. We don't want to serve. I don't know why. I am not a servant. You are a servant no matter what you are. You are serving your senses right from the beginning of the birth. You have been serving your senses, you have been serving so many different kinds of people. What do you mean you are not serving? You are all the time serving. But under the illusory condition, he is not a servant, he is master. Who is free? Who is not a servant? Even the greatest personality of president, he is a servant. Everybody is a servant. There is no question that I am not a servant. Everybody is a servant. One must understand his real position and act according to that. Arjuna did not understand in the beginning of the war that he is servant. He thinks that he is an enjoyer. He wanted to enjoy. Maybe I am going to enjoy because of this war. No. Krishna said you are a servant. And servant is supposed to work according to the instructions of master only. Master may give sometimes an order which you don't like to follow, which you don't like it, but you have to take it up. Spiritual master sometimes gives you an order to do something which you don't like it. Maybe sometimes he asks you to give up some family close ties, because these close ties are keeping you tightly bound in this material world. Spiritual master says you are being bound so much, I am trying to make you free, and you get into more and more into that bondage. So he gives sometimes some instruction, please stay away from the family, want to go away, stay in some solitude, stay in some holy place, stay there without your family members and just see what is your situation. Try to make sure that you follow the instructions of spiritual master. He tries to make you free from this material bondage. Spiritual master position is to make you free from this material, to take you to Krishna. That's his position. That is what his desire is. And now Arjuna understood that position and he said, yes, I am prepared to do whatever you say. Karisya vachanata. In the beginning he denied, I am not going to do. He put away his bow and arrow and sat down and said, that's it. I am not going to fight the war. And now he is telling, I am going to do whatever you tell me. I am prepared to do it. See, the situation totally changed. Before surrendering, he was thinking to be master. Before surrendering, he did not want to do anything. After surrendering to spiritual master through Krishna, he is doing everything. He is ready to do whatever he says. That is the real position. That's the real understanding in Krishna consciousness. If you take a Krishna consciousness seriously, that means you must follow the instructions of spiritual master. Sometimes they are hard, sometimes they are difficult to take it up. But one must, because he understands that I am supposed to make you free from this bondage. I have not come here to bind you in this material. I have come here to make you free from this material bondage. And sometimes he gives the instruction to do that. So he should do it. And Arjuna, after understanding all these things, ready to fight now. And ultimately credit was given to Arjuna. Krishna said in the beginning of the war, they have been killed already. The trust state of mind was there in the beginning of the war. Sanjay was describing and he said, it looks like that Arjuna is sitting down in the chariot and he doesn't want to fight the war. Dhritarashtra became happy. Oh, that's good. My sons are going to be victorious now. Arjuna does not want to fight. He was happy to hear this statement made by Sanjay to Dhritarashtra. That Arjuna is sitting down, tears are coming down, he's trembling and he does not want to fight this war. Dhritarashtra became, oh. He asked, do you really say that is happening? He said, yes, Arjuna is not going to fight the war. Now what is he doing? Dhritarashtra asked, what is he doing now? He was thinking that, oh, good, Arjuna is not fighting necessarily, the war is going to be won by all my sons. His sons, he was attached to his sons so much that he wanted them to be on a throne. And Vidura said, no, these sons are not worthy to be on throne. Don't desire. Ultimately, Dhritarashtra's attachment to Duryodhana and his son was so much. Vidura had a really hard time to convince him to get out of the house. Even after the war was over, Dhritarashtra was staying in the house of Pandavas and he was eating the food given by Bhima. And Bhima is the one who killed one of the 100 sons, counting 1, 2, 3, 4 and 100. He killed all of those sons. And same Bhima is giving food to Dhritarashtra. To whom Dhritarashtra was attached to his son, Bhima killed them and now Bhima is serving his food. Vidura said, don't you feel ashamed? What are you doing here? Forget about you, this thing, you should walk away from this house. This is not a place to live now. He was so much attached, that attachment did not go up. Even he wanted to kill Bhima, after even that. So you can see the attachment. This attachment spiritual matter comes down. He is the one who is cutting this knot of this bondage. And Arjuna's bondage was cut by Krishna in this last chapter. And similarly, our bondage can be cut by our spiritual master. So one must take up Krishna consciousness in full understanding that we are all eternal servants of Krishna. Jivere Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. Jivere Tatastha Sakti Veda Vedikas. We are marginal potency of Krishna. We have a choice to go on this side of margin or to go on that side of margin. That's our choice. That's our freedom. Otherwise, we have no freedom in this material world. If you think that we are free, nobody is free in the material. Tightly bound by the modes of material. That's why Jivara Tatastha Sakti Veda. We are Tatastha, marginal potency of the Lord. So we can choose to be Krishna conscious or we can choose to be not Krishna conscious. We can choose to come to temple, we can not choose to come. It's our desire. Nobody will prevent you. Nobody will drag you from the road and come in the temple. If you want to come, you can come. That's your choice. But then your choice is gone. Once you come, you are servant of Krishna. And you should take up that position seriously and act accordingly. Then you will be really in a state where you should be, a happy state of mind. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Any question if I don't know? We have any time, but maybe a few minutes. Otherwise, simple instruction. Jivara Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. We are Tatastha Sakti. We are marginal potency. We can choose what to be and what not to be. That's our choice. And we are all the time eternal servant of Krishna. All the time. We are never master. That's our instructions in Bhagavad-Gita. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.